guys. Welcome to the newest episode of Picture This Movie Reviews. I am Dan, your host for today.
Kayla.
Matt.
Seth.
And we're really glad to be here with you filming January 2nd, 2022, releasing sometime in the next couple days.
January 2nd?
February.
Oh, February. I'm sorry. I'm traveling back in time. I'm just really excited wanting to relive the new year over again. So excuse me. I'm really excited to get into it with you guys today with The Big Short. Before we do that, usually we do the round table, see what everybody's watched, how their week is going thus far. So I guess we'll start next to the beautiful young lady beside me. Miss Kayla, have anything that you've watched?
What have I watched? Yes, after last week's episode, we saw Scream in the movie theaters, the new one. And that was actually really, 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 really good.
So you have to take this from a person that does not like horror movies at all. Recently watched Halloween, the first one as well, and enjoyed that, and then watched Scream. So really proud of her for stepping out of her comfort zone here.
I don't like blood and stuff, so there was like two parts that really made my stomach really like I thought I was going to throw up. But other than that, I loved the take on the movie of making fun of themselves the whole time. I really enjoyed that. So it was kind of easy to guess, I'm not going to spoil anything because it's still out in theaters and I don't feel like that's fair, but I just really enjoyed the whole thing. It was really good. And now I want to watch the other Scream movies because this was cool. So
I'll agree with Kayla. I think this came out to some mixed reviews, but overall I really enjoyed it. I'd actually sit through and watch it again. I think I ended up coming out I'd give this actually a 7.5 out of 10. Overall, good watch. We'll go ahead and kick it over to Mr. Matt, since you're up here on the top level with us. How's your week going so far, and what have you watched?
My week is okay. Trying to get to Friday. I was supposed to go to Virginia last weekend and a snowstorm hit. Just my luck. So I'm planning to go this weekend. Maybe I'll see the guy beneath us. Maybe.
You won't.
Probably not, but maybe. There's a chance. We'll be in the same zip code at least once.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I'm telling you there's a chance. I watched a few things, nothing new or exciting. I finished, I take the back, Ozark. I talked about starting Ozark last week. I finished that. That was really good. I'm impatiently waiting for part 2 of the season finale or final season. And then I've been watching some older stuff. I watched 2 things that I had seen before that I found a new appreciation for. The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. The very first time I watched it, I remember just being like, okay. Watched it the other day and I really dug it. It's like, this is good. Like, this is better than it has any right to be. But, and then I watched, of all things, last night, 3 Men and a Baby, which I haven't seen since I was probably a baby. Like, I was young last time I watched it, and I didn't really remember liking it that much. But like I mentioned a couple episodes ago, every once in a while I'll just get like this weird, like, I'm going to watch this. And I watched it last night and really enjoyed it. It's really good. Like, it was totally cheesy 80s, but like, it was good. So that's what I did.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us, Matt. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Seth, why don't you tell us about your weekend, what you watched?
It's been pretty good. New schedule at work, so I'm going to be adapting to that. And then I haven't really had much time to watch much stuff, but I've been watching Boba Fett on Disney Plus, and that's hit or miss. I loved last week's episode though, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And then I've been watching Peacemaker, and that's phenomenal. I love that on HBO Max in case you want to check it out. John Cena is perfect in that role, and he makes the whole movie. Whole show. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've gotten to watch, except for The Big Short, which we will be talking about later.
Sweet. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Awesome to get called back up. And I guess this is the section of our review. We just got done talking to Seth. We're going to kick it right back over to Seth and get into the news that some of us may have missed this week. So Seth, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
Alrighty. Starting things off, Steve Carell joins John Krasinski's new movie about a child trying to rediscover their imagination. Now, that's a John Krasinski directing movie. I believe he's also playing a role in it. Don't quote me. But this will be the first one that these two join forces since The Office. Following that is Warner Brothers. They're moving forward with the Mortal Kombat 2. That was kind of up in the air. They were waiting to see how Mortal Kombat did in theaters and on HBO Max, and apparently they're good enough. So that's going to be continuing. Huge mega news here. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's going to be playing Zeus in something. Would that be a commercial or a extremely low budget movie? We don't know.
It looks like crap.
Playing Zeus. It does, but hey, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
If it's a movie, God help us.
Well, they put something out there literally 5 days before February, and it's like, okay, February 2022. Okay, I'm sorry, it just doesn't make sense to me.
And if it's a movie, it would kind of, one of his very first films was a very bad, cheesy movie called Hercules in New York or something. And so if it is a movie, it'd be ironic that he started his career playing Hercules, and now he's not ending his career, but he's toward the end of his career, let's say, playing Zeus, Hercules' father or of sorts.
All right. Following that, there is another The Suicide Squad series spinoff in the works from James Gunn. That's like another little spinoff like Peacemaker is. Rumor is it's gonna be Ratcatcher 2, but that's not for sure yet. It's up in the air. I think James Gunn is focusing on Guardians 3 right now, which he definitely should be. And then next up, some news my mother will absolutely adore, or all mothers across the nation probably. Jason Momoa, he joins Fast and Furious 10, possibly in the villain role. So we'll see.
All mothers across the world. Is that what you said?
Yeah, all mothers across the nation.
I can guarantee you my mother doesn't even know who Jason Momoa is.
Mothers across the nation.
Well, I'm sure she knows who he is.
Seth's trying to create a new hashtag. It's Momoa Mamas.
That could be a thing.
Oh my God, that is great.
All right, moving on from Momoa Mamas. The Rock's new video game movie could possibly be Call of Duty. I don't know how that would work. I like Call of Duty. I like The Rock.
You know,
I don't put those two together.
I would be there for that though. As much as I am kind of over The Rock, I would watch that.
Oh, I mean, I'll watch it, but it just seems like I don't know.
I feel like if they want to go in a right direction, go with Batista, who had the Gears of War movie idea pitched. Put The Rock in it. Who else is that other dude?
I mean, yeah, you could just pick up all the WWE superstars and run them in a movie like that.
It would be awesome.
That would be great.
I could totally see that. That'd be awesome. Okay, sorry, sidetrack.
I don't think I forget who. Maybe it was Batista said he doesn't want to be teaming up with Cena or The Rock though, which is a shame because
I think it was Batista that said he didn't want to. Yeah.
He's an artiste. He does not want to,
I mean, I appreciate his roles more, like take them more seriously than honestly The Rock and Cena. Cena to me is like Cena pulls off the funny. Well, so does Batista in the Drax, but I mean Cena can actually like his timing is actually great for comedic wise. But okay, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm interested in a Rock Call of Duty movie, but I don't know how that would work exactly. But completely turning the table and doing a 180, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Netflix movie had a new trailer. I didn't get to watch it. I was busy yesterday, so I totally missed it. But Matt, did you get to watch it? Are you there for it?
It was very intense and much better than the first trailer they released. I am there for it. Even if it sucks, I'm going to be there day one watching it. I am a fan of those Texas Chainsaw movies and that character. So I was going to watch it anyway, but the first trailer looked, ugh. But this trailer was like, okay, now you've got my attention, Netflix.
Didn't realize.
I mean, they better get our attention for that freaking price raise.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, it's
God. What
ridiculous.
the heck?
Anyway.
I remember when it was $7.99.
Yeah.
Freaking what the heck? I'm sorry. Just mad.
The Fall of the House of Usher, the new Mike Flanagan series, has begun production. So I'm not sure if that means, I don't think that means that they're shooting yet. I think it just means that they're, starting to get things rolling. But be on the lookout for more information on that. And finally, the new Paramount Plus movie about the making of The Godfather called The Offer, it had a new trailer today as well. I had to watch it without any audio because I was in a car dealership today. But it looks okay. I feel like they're dramatizing a lot of it though. Like I know there was some like pushback from the mafia and everything in the movie, but in the making of the movie. But I just feel like this is gonna be like kind of over the top and not something to really be looking out for. But who knows? Maybe it could be phenomenal.
So it's based on the making of The Godfather?
Yes.
Oh,
and apparently there's like two different things about the exact same thing coming out. So it's like we have The Offer on Paramount Plus, and we also have something else. I think with Oscar Isaac involved, I'm not positive. Also about the making of The Godfather. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. Yeah.
I'm in.
I mean, as far as that goes, because Matt, I don't know if you remember back in the day when we did one of our only couple of episodes of Two Nerds in a Movie when we were talking about The Godfather. Like when you said the mafia is giving pushback, I think that's kind of strange considering like from what we had read or research we had done, like mafia was saying it was the closest thing to being inside that they had seen, and there were several members of the mafia that were involved in the movie. So that's kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, yeah, like they said it was like accurate and everything, but I could be completely wrong here, but I thought I read something where it was saying like they were like releasing a lot of like mafia secrets like through that movie, and they didn't like that so much. But I don't know. It's the internet; it could very easily lie to you.
No,
I know it's a shocker.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln said, "Don't believe everything."
He's still alive, so. I don't know if y'all heard.
He probably is.
I mean, he did
cryogenic chamber or something.
Yeah, man. All right, well, awesome. Thank you for the news. Was that it wrapping it up for you, Mr. Seth?
That was it. A very lackluster week. I'm sorry.
Man, no, we appreciate.
No, you had some good stuff in there.
Yeah, appreciate you bringing that to us, man. So thank you so much. And I guess that wraps up our news segment for the day, which brings us to the next part, which unfortunately brings you guys back to me for a little while. So back at stats, just talking about this movie. Overall synopsis: in 2008, Wall Street guru Michael Burry realizes that a number of subprime or home loans are in danger of defaulting. Burry bets against the housing market by throwing more than $1 billion of his investors' money, that's billion guys, into credit default swaps. His actions attract the attention of a banker, hedge fund specialist, and other greedy opportunists. Together, these men make a fortune by taking full advantage of the impending economic collapse in America. This movie was released December 11th, 2015, with director Adam McKay, starring Christian Bale, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt, and a lot of other cameos or appearances in that. This is adopted by or from the screenplay and book The Big Short: Inside the Doomsday Machine. This movie had a budget of $50 million, bringing into the box office $133.4 million, and it won Academy Award for Best Writing adapted from a screenplay. Another noticeable, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Another noticeable thing about this movie, this was the screenplay was also written by the same one who did Moneyball, if you guys are familiar with that. And I think he actually had a couple other that were turned into adaptations later in movies. But since this was my pick, I'm also going to kick off the first review. I'm not going to bore you with a lot of in-depth details on this, guys. I just want to go after the movie for what it is this time. The thing that drew me to this movie was the cast. In particular, I love Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling. We've been seeing a lot of recently. I know I've said that before. Amish Linklater was in this. I was really excited to see kind of how everybody fit in this. Sometimes you watch a movie and they have all these big name actors in it. I feel like it pulls the story apart. I really didn't get that from this. I think that each person played a role. And I mean, looking at what it's based on, this is based on actual events, though several of the names had been changed to fit this movie from the actual names of the people that were involved in the true events. It kind of makes you, or the movie kind of makes it feel like these were the only guys to get in on, cashing in on the American economy collapsing. That wasn't necessarily the case, but it definitely narrowed in on a few people that, made it feel really close to home and really real, which we lived through this. And I think it's kind of interesting to see like a movie that takes a snapshot of something that happened during our lives and kind of examines that under a microscope. And I know a lot of folks were affected by this. And it's crazy. You get to the scenes where they're, investigating these subprime mortgage loans, and they're going through like the suburbs of Florida or wherever they were, and they're going into these houses, like big mansion type houses, and they're all empty or they're being rented out to people. And it's just eye opening that, our financial system can be so corrupt. But at the same time, are we really surprised? Probably not. There was a statement, I think somebody had said toward the end of the film that by the end of it, all the banks collapsing and everything else, that billions upon billions of dollars, or actually trillions of dollars, had just vanished. Like I think he said the dollar amount was around $3 trillion of money had just vanished off the face of the planet. And it's like, where did that money go? And then, toward the end, we're bailing the economy out, putting more money into it. People are jumping out golden parachutes. But back to the movie side of this, I think it was really well acted. I love Brad Pitt in his position. I thought he was a great supporting actor in this. Everybody brought their A game. I really enjoyed this. Really interested to see where you guys put this. Overall, I'm going to put this movie at probably an 8 out of 10. I would sit through, watch it again. But that's just where I am, and I'll kick it back over to whoever wants to go next.
I'll go. Okay, so I'm gonna come out and say this movie would not be what it was without the cast. 100%. I think the cast made this movie. And I don't know who my standout would really be. Steve Carell definitely jumps out at me as my favorite character from that movie, but like Dan said, everybody played a really great role. Brad Pitt was another one I really liked a lot, and actually a line that he says like stuck with me after the movie. When the two guys he was helping out, they're asking, "Oh, hey, like, why'd you help us? Like, thank you for helping us, but like, why would you help us out?" And he's like, "You said you wanted to be rich," and then he hung up the phone and probably never talked to them again. I don't know. To me, that was like really like cool. It's like everyone says they want to be rich, but I don't think everyone truly wants to be. Like once they you get some money, you realize that's not everything. Your problems don't just stop. So I don't know. That line was really cool to me. Probably my favorite part of the whole movie was just that one really short line. But no, I think I'm gonna go with Dan here. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. And that's really solely because of the cast. They were phenomenal.
You want to go, Matt, or you want me to go?
It didn't make a difference. It depends on how you want to end the show.
Why don't you go?
Okay. Steve Carell was a standout here for me. I really enjoyed his character. I haven't watched a lot of Steve Carell movies. He's someone that up until Beautiful Boy, I didn't really even enjoy. It wasn't that I won't say I didn't enjoy, because everything I'd seen him in, I enjoyed. Like his comedy, like a Bruce Almighty and things like that. But I just hadn't watched a lot of his stuff. I never watched The Office. It just wasn't really my kind of thing. But the more I see of Steve Carell, I enjoy him quite a bit. And then, of course, Christian Bale, as always, is, we talk about, I talk about people that, they transform into that character, the Pacinos, the Anthony Hopkins, the Gary Oldmans. Bale is right there with them, and literally he physically transforms into these people. I thought he was really good in this. Dan, I'm not sure I know you didn't really go into stats, so I'm not sure if this was something you knew or not, but the character that he was playing, he actually met with and asked to borrow the shirt and shorts from that guy. So the shirt and shorts he's wearing in the movie are the real guy's t-shirt and shorts that he's wearing throughout the whole thing. I just thought that was cool. The movie itself, it did not do it for me. In fact, it put me to sleep twice. I watched it the first time and fell asleep about an hour in, and then I tried to go back and watch it a second time, and I fell asleep a second time. It was just not, I guess it was just, I don't want to say over my head, because I kind of knew what was going on, but it just wasn't something that I wasn't picking up what they were putting down. And that's probably all on me and just my, I wasn't able to follow it really closely and really know what was going on or who was who and why any of this mattered really. So I'm not taking away from the movie necessarily, but it wasn't something I enjoyed. So I'm pretty confident I'm going to be the lowest rated here. Just to be, I'm going to give it a 5. Because I think that's about as fair as I can give it with how little I enjoyed it.
So 5 out of 10. Okay. So we're going to end it on a little bit of a upswing, I think. I love a good satirical kind of movie, show, what have you. I love a movie that kind of breaks the fourth wall, that makes fun of itself, i.e. Scream. That's why I really enjoyed Scream. And this movie did that. And I loved every little look at the camera, every little let's cue to a celebrity so they can dumb it down and explain stuff to you. I love that. And I really got a kick out of every single time they did that. Seeing Margot Robbie, I screamed. I was like, oh my God, seeing all this, all of them. I want to say Bale, yes, was definitely a standout character. I really thought he had a fake eyeball in his head. And I was like, how is he doing that with his eye? It was insane. So yeah, many props to Christian Bale, because I love how much detail and dedication he puts into every single character that he plays, because he pulls it off, and I believe that he is that character. Another one for me was, I know Dan had picked this kind of because 1, Ryan Gosling, 2, also there's a character from a show that we watch, which we've named like 1,000 times now, Succession. That was Jeremy Strong, and he played Vinny, who worked with Steve Carell's character. Jeremy Strong is a fantastic actor. He's one of those method actors that really throws himself into the role. You believe he's that character. Loved him in this, loved him in Succession. I think I'm a little biased in that. Unfortunately, that's why I loved him so much. I really liked Ryan Gosling's character too. I love that little, hotshot kind of dude, like, I set this whole thing up and they're all rich because of me kind of thing. So I really enjoyed this, and I enjoy Adam McKay's movies. I love the direction he takes when he directs certain films, like Don't Look Up. I really enjoy that too. Not really, trying to think too much of itself, just blatantly throwing oh, I almost cursed, I'm sorry, throwing stuff out there. And, you know, I don't know. I really enjoyed this a lot. I think the cast was what wrapped this entire film together. And going back to what Seth said, you couldn't have done this film with a different cast. Every single character, supporting character, made me believe that we were walking right through the financial crisis in America, the housing market bubble, all that. Loved it. I'm actually going to give this a 7.5. I don't want to give it quite an 8 or anything higher than that, because I don't know, you can only do so much when talking about something that kind of like bums you out. So it was great. I really enjoyed this recommendation. I want to watch more from Adam McKay because, dude, he's fantastic. Yeah, that's what my take from it.
So I want to come back to a couple things like some of you guys had said. So I know we talked about this being a movie on finance and being over a lot of folks' heads. I did want to say, to the credit of the director, screenwriter, everybody involved here, that they did put a lot of effort into trying to let the watcher and the viewer understand like what each term meant, why it affected certain things. And I really appreciated that. And to Matt's credit, you know, you go into a movie about finances or the, you know, housing crisis and all this other stuff. It's not like, you know, following an action star in the middle of a battlefield or something like that. It's not something that's going to grab your attention that way. Other financial movies have done it in different ways, like Wolf on Wall Street, which in the very start of this movie, when you're throwing Margot Robbie in a bathtub, like we're getting a note of that, but it went in a completely different direction. So I just wanted to put it to the credit of what you guys are saying, especially Kayla and Seth on this. Like the actors themselves really, you know, drew inspiration from the main characters and portrayed that on screen. And it, like you said, it's taking something that should be so dry and making it something, you know, enjoyable to watch. So again, I agree. You know, the cast is great, strong, awesome. I appreciate your guys' feedback on this. Again, this was a new watch for all of us. So I am glad to get that feedback out there. And if you're watching this, please let us know what you thought, you know, who your favorite actors were. If you didn't like it, if you're on Matt's side and you just, you know, fell asleep during this movie 3, 4, 8 times, whatever. But definitely interested to hear about that and really what you're thinking. And thank you to those who are watching our videos and helping our page grow. Reach out to us at Picture This Movie Reviews on Instagram. We're also Picture This Movie Reviews on Facebook. We are at Studio, I'm sorry? Film Reviews. I am so sorry. My brain is just out of it today.
I was like, wait, that's not right.
We're in January and I'm talking to a whole different thing. So at Picture Film Reviews. So Matt, I don't know if you can edit over my face on this and just put our Instagram and everything else here. But yeah, follow us, watch us, whatever. So I guess going in the line of the movie rotation, who do we have for next week's pick? Is it that guy over here?
It's that dude.
Oh, wow, it's Matt.
Hey.
What Michael Keaton movie do you have for us today?
I guess this is a no cussing show. Why don't we cuss again? I don't know. Can we change that rule? Because I would say some choice words for Seth.
Well, we don't get any money out of this, so I would say like curse away, right? We can't.
Maybe it'll bring us more viewers because they'll be like, they're so nice. They need to cuss each other out every once in a while.
So if you guys want to see us cuss each other out on our next episode, leave us a comment on our video.
Yeah, please.
Give this video a like, and we'll all take turns roasting Seth next week.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, it was Dan's turn like 2 weeks ago. Now it's Seth's turn, or last week it was Dan's turn. So
I know we initially were doing it because Dan and Kayla, of course, have young children, and in the early stages of the show, they would pop in and out, but it seems to be that they're in a different room or something these days. So
locked away.
But we're not going to go full TVMA rated R you know, so, but maybe we'll let a curse word slip every now and then. Anyway, sorry. That's what you have to look forward to next week, because I'm going to go on all sorts of tangents like I always do. It's my pick, and my pick has similar. I put a lot of thought into this because I have a list, as we all know, and I've been just
45?
going. Sorry,
45 movies, right?
it was 47. It probably is about 45 now. Yeah. I've just been going down the list, but my next one in the list wasn't streaming anywhere. So I really did just kind of go through the list and really dissect it. Like I spent some time on this, guys, and was like, okay, what's streaming, what's available, what's good, what haven't these people seen, or maybe they have seen, but maybe we can just talk about it. I don't think any of you have seen this. Maybe you have. If so, cool. If not, then it'll be fun. It has a lot of similar, I want to say similar because it's a totally different movie, but it has a lot of things similar about the movie, the movie that we just watched. It's about a bank and a bank robbery, and a robbery that should have only taken 10 minutes. But 4 hours later, the bank was like a circus sideshow. And 8 hours later, it was the hottest thing on live TV. 12 hours later, it was all over. And it's all a true story. I, of course, am talking about the classic 1975 kids, Dog Day Afternoon, starring Al Pacino.
Wow, so young Al Pacino.
Yes. It is my favorite, well, definitely my top 2 favorite performances of Al Pacino of all time. And I'm really looking forward to you guys watching this, because I think you'll enjoy it. Have you seen it, Seth?
Multiple times.
Okay, I was going to say, if anyone has seen this,
We
it's Seth.
discussed this, Matt.
I don't remember what we talk about. I blocked most of our conversations out.
I remember all of our conversations.
And that's why you
That's
keep
sweet.
reminding me about things. Like, remember that time? No, I don't. Tell me about it. But
I'm talking to my father.
that's what happens when you get old.
Mm.
So yeah, Dog Day Afternoon, Al Pacino, one of his earlier roles. It's like I said, one of my favorites. It is streaming on HBO Max. And we'll talk about it next week. I don't want to keep going. So there it is.
All right.
Sounds good.
Well, thank you for introducing that pick for us. We're all really excited to get into Dog Day Afternoon with you, Mr. Matt. And I guess really that concludes our show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And again, I just want to kick it back over to Matt for the outro that you do so well.
Of course. Everybody, love one another.
All right, guys, thank you.